All right, welcome back. Glad to have you. We're going to continue to take a look at Oscar-nominated Inception by Christopher Nolan. Let's see what he has. 62. You'll see Fisher is met at the steps by a distraught flight officer. What's interesting, what I like about this is distraught flight officer is the character's function. That is, he doesn't even say anything. He doesn't even have a line. There's no line. He just is met at the steps by this person who's dressed like a flight officer and is distraught. And we are, obviously, we understand from the end of the scene that he ain't getting on that plane. He's got to get on another one, and that's how they get to Fisher. But isn't it interesting that you have distraught flight officer, we never see him again, and he has no dialogue, and yet he serves a very important function for changing direction of the story, or at least changing direction for Fisher. So take a look at that. So when you have something like that, can you just have a description of the character and that implies or infers, depending on how you look at it, infers what has happened or what's going to happen or what the situation is? In this case, I think it does very well. He doesn't even need a lot. He doesn't even say, "I'm sorry, Mr. Fisher, there's a problem," or "You're not going to like this," or Fisher even saying, "What?" You know, that kind of thing. In this case, distraught flight officer, and we can sort of see what's going to happen. We can kind of look ahead and go, "Oh, I get it. He ain't going to get on that plane." You know what I mean? 85. Interior office, warehouse, continuous. Cobb pulls off his balaclava. I don't know if I said that correctly, balaclava. An inexperienced writer would write what? Ski mask. He puts on a ski mask. But you know what? Cobb is a little more sophisticated than that, right? He wouldn't put on a ski mask. He would put on a balaclava. You know, and if you look online, I Googled it, obviously. If you look online and look at pictures of ski masks versus pictures of balaclava, it's more appropriate. It's more specific, especially to their what they're doing, to their objectives, because they're not getting a ski mask, because they're not skiing. You know, just something to consider. Yes, I agree that you should only use, for the most part, 8th grade words, because readers are readers. They read a lot, and you want to make it as easy for them as possible. But in this case, I like the word. It's more appropriate, and I think from now on, if ever I'm writing a script and I'm going to write a scene where someone has a ski mask on, I'll stop for a second and go, wait a second, I'm going to call it what it really is. Scroll down to the end of this page. Let's see. I don't know why I brought this up. I guess this is something that brings up the stakes. I'll read it and see if I can figure it out. Adrian Lowe. And if he dies? And Cobb says, his conscious mind will drop out of the dream. He'll be trapped in limbo for a lifetime. What will that do to him? And oh, right, okay. Cobb looks at her. Grave. I like that. I like when you give a little piece of dialogue or a little description, and then somebody looks at somebody, and instead of saying he looks at her shaking his head, or he looks at her and says something, no, he looks at her and just the word grave. I like that. It's kind of nice. It says exactly what it is, right? Grave. Not only is it grave, but he's going to the grave or limbo or whatever, but it's just one word. That's all it takes, and good enough. Let's move on, and yeah, we get it. That means the grave means the stakes are higher now, and we got to watch for this. He can die. Well, that about does it for today. I hope to see you next time as I continue to look at Oscar-nominated Inception, written by Christopher Nolan.